Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon from wherever you're listening or joining. Children of the Most High Chukwuka Biama, all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra, all hail Biafra. IPOB one family, IPOB one family, IPOB, ever formidable, ever resolute, relentless. We shall keep pushing and nothing will stop us. Greetings all, and I welcome you to this Hello platform. This space this evening, we are going to have a very special section this night. But before we start, I want to remind each and every one of you that we gathered here today not for kindred meeting, meeting. We are here to strategize and execute. We are the biggest mass movement. We are the biggest freedom fighting movement, and we shall continue fighting until the Holy Land, until the kingdom of God is restored. But before we continue, I want to send a special thanks and greetings to our leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, a man that sacrificed everything sacrificable to make sure that people like me and you have the opportunity to be. The same greeting goes to our supreme leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man that is both parents, a man that is in DSS dungeon, a man that was brutally kidnapped in Kenya, to the contraption called Zoo Nigeria. One reason for fighting to free his people, because he wants the freedom of his people, because he wants people like me and you to live free. The Kabiyama wants us to live. That is his only crime. He is there in DSS dungeon because of us. So, and we shall never forget him there. We are ready to do everything possible to make sure that as soon as possible, Onyendu will be free, coming out with Biafran flag, lead us home. The doors are wide. DOS, special greeting to our HOD, Mazichi Edoziem, a man filled with patience and wisdom, a man that has to endure gullible, how should I call them, misled brothers of ours, or the comrade of ours. I say, may Chukwuka Abiyama continue to bless and guide him wherever he is. The same greeting goes to every member of DOS. Please, wherever you are, type and send. The doors are his wise. The doors is very, very wise. Group of intelligent beings that our leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gathered together and put them in forefront of this struggle to make sure that the foundation, the structure of IPOB will not be destroyed in the coming 1,000 years. Nothing the enemies can do to destroy it. They shall try, but they will never succeed, like they've tried in the past. And each time they come near, they fall. I thank each and every one of you for taking out the time today to join us, because I've always said those of us in the contraption called Zoo Nigeria does not need the work time. And most of us in diasporas, more especially in the western part of this world, understood what it was to bring out time, understood what it means to fight for your freedom. Most of us that have spent many years here in diasporas understand that there is nothing like freedom. That freedom is the most important thing, not millions, not gathering wealth or anything. That without freedom, your life worth nothing. Without freedom, you are just worse off than a slave. Without freedom, you don't even deserve to live, because your life is just even worse than the one of animals. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where equal right and justice shall be guaranteed for all our citizens. The properties of all our citizens shall be secured. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where free education shall be for all the citizens living within the boundary of the nation Biafra. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where there shall be free health care for everyone living within our boundary. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where there will be steady water supply for all citizens living inside our boundary. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where there will be no shortage of power supply, where there will be no sabotage of power supply. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where there will be secured social welfare, social security for all our citizens, guaranteed employment for those that graduated from school. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where the pension fund shall be guaranteed for all the old citizens that have worked all their life to support our nation. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where the government shall make sure that the young entrepreneurs get enough support to provide more jobs for our citizens so that the economy will keep on growing. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where the government shall support the existing industries so that they shall be able to compete around the globe with other big industries. We are fighting to restore a Biafra where there will be nice infrastructure in every city and province, not the kind of tragedy our people are going through the last days, where the Cameroonians, through the help of the Fulani Janjaweed, opened the dam and all our cities were flooded because there is no drainage. That nonsense shall not happen in the Biafra we are trying to restore because we know we have the capabilities. We have the men that are willing, the men that have the technologies, the men that are able to draw a very big, good map that will make sure that no matter what kind of dam any country near our nation opens, that our cities are not flooded. I thank each and every one of you for having the patience to be with us today. And please, wherever you are, encourage your friends, your families, your well-wishers, even your enemies, to be part of this interactive section that we have today. Before we continue, I want to remind each and every one of you that on the 31st October, exactly 7:30 p.m. Biafran time, our able a member of DOS, Mazi Chinas Anworu, the lion of Biafra land, will be there with very, very important information for all of us. I always used to tell our people, don't be left behind whenever the doors are having broadcasts, because a lot of life-saving informations are coming through them. You are welcome, and I say wherever you are, please endeavor to welcome others to join you. We must continue. Just like as our leader said, we shall continue, and there shall be no retreat, no surrender until we get to our collective destination, which is Biafra land. So today, we are going to talk about the plan from the Caliphate, the Fulani Janjaweed, what they are planning. We want to pass a straight message to them that this is not 1967. This is not 1967. How long are we going to stand by and watch them murder our heroes? But this time around, they have somebody bigger than them. Somebody with a direct mandate, a divine mandate from Elohim. Nothing shall happen to him. As we got the news today that there are Fulani, there are terrorists, Fulani terrorists that are captured around Aye Bridge in Abuja, near DSS office. We know their plan. We know what they're planning. But we want to pass a straight message to them, to Malami and all his gangs, that Somalia shall be a child play if anything happens to our leader. This is not a threat, but a promise, because our generations knows already what is happening. If the international community is planning to hand over Nigeria to the terrorists like they did in Taliban, that is their business. But we are going home because we are Biafrans, we are not Nigerians. Whatever they want to do, we end up in that their Abuja. It is not going to affect our place. Our ancestral heritage is secured, and that's why I'm sending a special thank to the men of the Eastern Security Network, the gallant men who are sacrificing everything possible to make sure that our family members, that our people go to farm, that our people are not hungry, that our people have something to eat. These men are sitting on the trench morning, afternoon, and night, in the rain, in the sun, in the turbulence weather. They are there, making sure that our land are not invaded from these Fulani marauding terrorists that are going up and down, killing, massacre upon massacre, from Olu massacre to Obaru massacre, from Obaru massacre to Ihiara massacre, from Ihiara massacre to Ebony massacre, from Ebony massacre to Enugu massacre. And our politicians are not doing nothing. Our eastern governors are blind, deaf, and dumb. They are behaving as if they are not seeing what is happening. But this time around, we shall turn the movie for them to see. Because what is happening now, even the deaf person is hearing it. Even the dead could feel it. So there is no excuse for them not to act. Whether they like it or not, they must act, because failing to act, and if anything happens to our leader, we shall hold them accountable. Not only that we shall hold them accountable, we shall make sure that they face the same judgment like the Fulani Janjaweed. And we want to let the caliphate know, the hegemony, that if anything happens to our leader, it's not only those ones in Nigeria that will bear the brunt of Biafrans. It's not only the ones in Nigeria that will bear the wrath of Biafran. That tribe Fulani, they will fight a generation fight with Biafrans if anything happens to our leader. This is not a threat, but this is a promise, because the youngest among us knows already what is happening. The youngest among us is royal to the core, to the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, and it shall not change. It shall continue to be like that. They cannot kill an ideology with guns and bullets. They cannot kill an ideology with their jet bombers. They cannot kill an ideology with kidnapping and killing. There is nothing they can do against it. We are asking them, the earlier they do referendum for we to decide if we want to remain in that contraption, the better for them. And we want to let Malami know that going to twist the hand of justice is the biggest caricature that you are making of that country, because in front of the international communities, you have shown that there is no law. In front of the international communities, you have shown that the judiciary is dead. In front of the international communities, you have made them understand that the judiciary in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria is completely dead. The diplomats are not just running because of the terrorists. They are running because of the action of the AGF, because of the action of Yusuf Mohammed, calling himself Buhari. That is why most of these diplomats are running, because they know that in case anything happens to them, that there is no court in that Nigeria that can deliver justice. That is why even today, countries like South Africa and Taiwan are not just warning their citizens or their diplomats, they are calling them back home. So I just want the contraption called Zoo, the Fulani hegemony, and their stooges in the southeast to understand, and southwest to understand if anything happens to Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we saw that the terrorists, Fulani terrorists, that we saw them with truck moving around Aye Bridge, Abuja, near DSS office. So the searchlight of our people, the torchlight are pointing towards them. We are watching every of their step. If anything should happen to our leader, may God have mercy. If they think they can kill our leader, I'm very sorry for them. Our leader is not Moshood Abiola. Our leader is not a politician. Our leader is not Kensaro Wiwa. Nobody follows the politicians. Those that follow politicians are like what we say in Igbo adage, what we say in Igbo adage. Why people follow, why the dog follow somebody with a big belly is when he doesn't vomit, he will shit. And that is the destiny of a politician. Those are the kind of followers they have. But we are following our leaders spiritually because we are class of 1967. We are our ancestors, those that pass away, those that snatch guns from your ancestors with bare hands, those that fight the world powers between 1967 and 70. And that is what we are. And we have come back to claim what is our own, and there is nothing any human being can do against it, because we shall continue marching until the total restoration of the kingdom of God on this earth, which is our mother nation Biafra. And there is nothing any of you can do about it. Before I continue, I would like to give an opportunity to Mazi Evans so that he can share some words with you people. But before Mazi Evans, before you take the microphone, please, can you put your microphone? Because I still like to put some, reminds our new listeners of the rule of this space we have today. Please, for those of you joining us today for the first time, if you have the wish to speak, you only need to indicate. And as time goes on, I'm going to call you in and you will get your time to share your wonderful view with lovers of freedom from across the whole globe. And you will, and while somebody is talking, please, I will beg everyone to give him audience. And if somebody cannot respect the rule of this platform, then he is not one of us, because our leader taught us discipline. And with this discipline, we've been defeating the contraption called zoo government. In everywhere we meet them, we keep decimating them. So please, I beg each and every one of you to remain disciplined. Everybody that wants to speak will get his own time to share his view with each and every one of us. Mazi Van, the mic is yours. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you, comrade.
Yeah, good evening, Mazi. Good evening. I still remember Mazi Vashat. I thank you for today. We are here again to do what we know how to do it best, to show ourselves to the world and to say it the way it is. Because if you don't say this is where I am, nobody will ask you whether you are selling or you are, how is your commodity. So we are here to showcase our commodity. We are here to tell the world that we are no longer tolerating any injustice, any maltreatment, any inhuman activities in which the Nigeria-controlled Fulani government is giving our people. I welcome each and every one of us here. I thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to our people. For our listeners here, I welcome you all. I say, the only person that has the final say, guide and protect us throughout this program. He said, Mazi, you see, you made mention of what the information we got concerning the Fulani bandits very close to the DSS office in Abuja. You see, Mazi, I'm taking you back to 2017. You know, Fulani, they know how to test the waters. You know, they always have this firewood in their hands, this their bara, you know, they always have it. They always need to test how deep the water is before they put the lead. They always test it. So they are at it again. Before they came to Onyendu's house, if you can remember, at Omaha in 2017, the first tested, they were passing by, and the residents and people around were throwing stones and using catapult. Before you know it, they now barge into the compound and start killing people. They are at it again. Now they are seeing them very close to the bridge at close to DSS. They are testing. People send them there. They have started testing them there, sending them there to test the heavy security around. Because Fulani, they are good at testing the ground first. They test waters before they test and see how they are going to approach. But what we are saying is this: the fastest leg that goes anyhow, there is also the fastest eye that watches anyhow. We are at our toes. We are on our toes right now, watching every move of these people. Like you mentioned, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not MKO Abiola. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not people that they have wasted. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an institution. He has a movement that is controlling. He has a structure. He has people that are following him, and they are not following him with just to follow him because he gives them chingam or chinchin. We are following him bomber to bomber. When you are at a hold up, you see how cars are following each other bomber to bomber to make sure that they pass through a particular hold up. That is how we are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, spiritually, physically, and every how we can pursue this institution to deliver this Biafra restoration. We are following it. Be it here in diaspora, be it in the Nigerian circle, be it in our Biafran region. We are doing everything humanly possible. And Elohim has written it, and so shall it be. You see, Mazi, secondly, the plan of the caliphate to give power to reciprocate or to replicate what happened in Afghanistan, in Nigeria. In the name, when the Taliban took over Afghanistan, some of the Nigerian officials, people that are ruling them now, some openly and stupidly rejoiced and celebrated it, and some secretly celebrated that the Taliban has taken over the atmosphere of Afghanistan, and they are very, very happy. So they are testing it to bring it in Nigeria, so that there will be nothing like 2023. That's why we're telling these people, you cannot keep quiet when these people are doing evil to another person, because it must come to your doorstep and knock at your door. Whenever they are melting, they are doing injustice to anybody, be it Yoruba, be it Igbo, be it Biafra, be it Isoko, it doesn't matter. You call evil, so that to enable them draw back, because now they have started. It's been a long time, man. See, these people draw all their map on how they are going to give this Asorok and the Nigeria to their jihadists. And the time has come, because they have seen Jagaban is as a Muslim Yoruba, they don't trust them. And Tinubu, they don't trust him either. And they have seen that Atiku is shaking somehow. And they don't, Fulani can never, because 30 years before they reach here, Mazi, Fulani can never give chance for any bastard to come and draw them back, because they think, as they believe, they think they are already there. They are close to what they want to achieve. But we thank God for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't know that man will come. They didn't know that he will come. They didn't know that IPB will come. And now that we are here now, Mazi, we are here. That is the reason why nobody in the history of Fulani will tell them that there will be Igbo race, a point of direction in Igbo race, that the Biafran race that will come up to say blood to blood, eye for eye. They believe that we are decent people, we are Christians, we don't kill, so they come and do all sorts of bullshit and go back. But this generation now has come to tell them, if you want us to die now, we are ready. You want to die now, but we have died already. So if you're already on the ground, you don't fear to fall on the ground already. That's where we are marching Fulani. We are the march of Fulani right now. and we are watching them, and we are telling them that no matter what they do, no matter how they plan, let them give bandit to Abuja. But Onyendu remains our main priority. They should release that man to us. It doesn't matter how Malami. I have never seen in my life. How a particular judges will start a case, and another set of judges will come and give the verdict. Mazi, this is what is making everybody mad right now. That Malami has exposed Nigeria. Nigeria is like a person that is at the center of a very big stadium, making shit. When you are at the center of the stadium making shit, the whole people will see your ass. The whole world is seeing the ass of Nigeria through Malami. That Malami has shown his incompetency, has shown that he didn't even see the four corners of the wall of a particular class. Up to now, nobody can come out and say Malami is his classmate. If Malami should come and bet us, if he's a Nigerian, let him come and call one of his classmates, and let any of his classmates in Nigeria, Nigeria, come out and say, yeah, I know Malami when we were secondary school or primary school. No, Malami is not from Nigeria. If he's from Nigeria, I bet him to come and say that he come and call one of his classmates, whether in secondary school, high institution, or primary school. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi, thanks very much. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you for your wisdom. Very interesting points that you raise here. You see, most of them in the seat of power in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria, we know that most of them are from Niger. We know because Fulani is never part of indigenous population of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. At the beginning, it has always been Hausa, Igbo, and Yoruba. There was no case of Fulani in the history of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria from when their history started, 1914. Nobody speak about them. Their stories start coming in later. Then after they've conquered the Hausa, Nube, and all these people, that is when they started claiming. So even recently, they try now to invent history for themselves, trying to tell the gullible ones in that contraption called Zoo Nigeria that they've been existing in that contraption for 500 years. And I asked where? Maybe inside forest in Zambezi, where nobody saw them. Because that is the only way that can exist. So, my comrades, I want to thank each and every one of you. Those of you that have time to be here, you are all welcome to Biafran Twitter space. I want to thank the host also for keeping it real every Sunday, giving us this opportunity. The topic remains our direct word to this hegemony. We cannot bear it, and we are not ready to endure. We are not ready to compromise. We are not going to retreat nor surrender. We want them to know the consequence of if anything happened to our leader. Oh, Boko Haram is just a small fraction in my own eyes. This is somebody leading over 75 million people, which are ready to do everything, to sacrifice everything possible for his own sake. You only kill the leader of Boko Haram, which is just a sect with few hundred or thousand people. And you were having problem in that contraption called Zoo the last years. I bet somebody is advising them all this while, and that person should give them a better advice. Because their biggest problem, after the decision of the appeal court, while they were running helter-skelter, they know it, just like as we've been saying it. Once our leader is outside, we must negotiate Biafra because there is nothing more again. That was the master plan, the blueprint we had from beginning. And it is, Onyendu keeps saying, I can't say I abahonu, but many people, you need to be in spirit to understand it. But many people does not understand it. This thing, the fake Buhari keep running up and down, shouting the last month, I will leave it for judiciary. I will leave it for judiciary. Judiciary will decide. Judiciary will decide. The judiciary has taken his decision. The judiciary has taken his decision. Yusuf Mohammed Jubri fake Buhari, and AGF Malami respect the order of the court and stop sabotaging the judiciary. Stop bending the hand of the judges because you're making caricature of every one of you. We always know you guys cannot think. That's why you don't know the consequence of your action. Going to apply or to appeal for a stay on a judgment that is clear to the world. I'm very sorry for all of you. Our main point remain. If anything, you see our leader, nothing must happen. Nothing must happen to it, to him. Not a scratch. If anything happens to our leader, oh, no problem. Sorry, will be all your names. Because I think the international world, they were smarter and they understood it better, that you don't just have Biafrans right now in the Gulf of Guinea. You don't have Biafrans only in eastern Nigeria. You have Biafran in every corner of this globe. This is what they understood. And they know that if anything happens to our leader, all of you will be in soup. That is just my final say on it. Before I continue, let me call in Mazi Lion Man. Mazi, can you hear me, comrade?
Yeah, Mazi, I can hear you.
Mazi, the mic is yours. You can continue. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you.
Good afternoon from here, all Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. Mazi, I must thank you so much for giving me this opportunity once again today to speak to Biafrans around the world. And Mazi, I must thank you as well for your great job, for this good job you are doing on Twitter. Because Twitter is the center of the world where people can, hear us and hear of our complaints and our agitation as well. So thank you, and I thank every Biafran that make it a point of duty to be here at this moment to join this discussion. So thank you to every one of you who have made it a point of duty. Thank you very much. So what I want to say concerning the issue of the continuation of detaining of our leader in DSS dungeon, we all know the consequences, and I bet you that even the Funanis understand the consequences as well. But what they are playing is what Malami told Abu Salam Abubakar in his residence. Malami visited Abu Salam Abubakar when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was newly extraordinary reduction to Nigeria by Southeast politicians who contributed money to see that particular dirty job being done. And I remember what he told Abu Salam Abubakar in his residence. He was so happy at that moment. He was so, in a state of celebration. And he told Abu Salam Abubakar that if there is nothing Fulani gain in Nigeria before Nigeria will disintegrate, say they have gained Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's head. I hope Biafrans are hearing me right now. He said they have gained Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's head. If there is nothing, then gain. And I laughed over this particular statement from a supposedly Attorney General of the Federation that's supposed to be an advisor to the National Judiciary Institution. But it happens that this guy called Malami he does not have the knowledge of justice, or let me say judiciary. So what I want to tell Biafrans around the world is, even our own Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, he knew that this particular Fulani set of Fulani cabals who are controlling Nigeria after the death of Muhammad Buhari, we all know them. We know their capacity. We know what they can do. there is something they call when somebody has been in a game, in a Mafian game for too long. So he have always have this belief to themselves that yes, nobody can challenge them and nobody can do anything if they do anything as well. Because this is the hand that Igbo politicians and the Yoruba politicians give to them. They make them Yoruba politicians and Igbo politicians make the Fulani feel so superior above every other person in Nigeria. So I don't blame the Fulani for feeling that superior against other people, because some idiots call themselves politicians from the Yoruba land and the Igbo land have given them this opportunity, and we have come. This generation of Biafra led by Mazen Nandekan have come to tell them no, this doesn't work like that. Mafian does not have a place in any nation. What we should do is to,
it's not mafia, it's khilafa. It's for all over the world, It's not all about Nigeria. Nigeria is part of the world,
Yeah, Mazi, I think I have problem from here. I think he muted me. Should I continue? I think I'm coming out clearly from here.
You are coming out loud and clear, Mazi. You are coming out loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So I continue where I stop. So what I'm saying is that these people, this particular group of people who are presently now controlling, or the new face, I call them the new face of Kabas in Nigeria now. They are Bosadam Abubakar, Atiku Abubakar, Malami, Erofai, and the Gaba Shehu, and what do you call it? The vice presidential aspirant of Tinubu. So these are the new face of Kabas right now in Nigeria. So what I want to say is this: they knew that they can never touch Onyendu, but there is a system they want to use against Onyendu. That is what the Afghanistan method, which they want to introduce, because now they have looked into the angle of this coming 2023 election. They never believe that P2B will outsmart them by leaving those parties which they have a plan how to sideline all the Igbo politicians after they hand over Onyendu to them, because Onyendu was their problem. To them, Onyendu was only the problem they have. And this was the promise they give to the Igbo politicians. Give us Onyendu, end IPOB. Then you have your presidential candidate, will give you the ticket. So they went to work. Our politicians went into work by delivering Onyendu into their hand. They are not only delivering Onyendu, try to end IPOB, but they could not end IPOB. That is the grudges they have within themselves right now. So they say, okay, since you do this job, you could not end IPOB. Then these politicians are telling them that you did not tell us to end IPOB. What you tell us, give us Onyendu, and we have done that. IPOB is difficult for us to end. They tell them, okay, since you cannot end IPOB, we can never give you the presidential ticket as we promised. So if not for only P2B who outsmart them and join a party where they never dream of. You see, I love the emergence of P2B. Why I love it? This that I have told everybody, keep calm. P2B movement is the ticket for Biafra and every other people who want to be free to be free. Because one, he is going to win this election if they eventually go into that election. He's going to win it 100%. That he will be more bold and more bold to pronounce to the world that yes, this is what has been happening in Nigeria. So it's going to be a very big blow to them, because one, they are not going to. There's no time they're going to give it to build the power. No Igbo man they will give the power, because they have messed up the system. So giving up anybody the power endangers their own life. I want people to understand it endangers the Fulani race life, and the Fulani will never venture into such mistake of handing power to anybody. Even to Tinubu, they can never hand power to Tinubu. Their candidate which they have planned down is Atiku Abubakar. If all of you win Atiku Abubakar, even Atiku Abubakar got only 10 votes in Nigeria as a large, all of you carry all the vote, they will still pronounce Atiku Abubakar as the winner, which they will tell others to go to court. Then you know what will happen? Those who are singing obedient, they will now have no choice than to come back and say, where is IPOB? Where is IPOB? What we'll be hearing is, where is IPOB? Where is IPOB? IPOB, please forgive us. Let us march. That is what will be. That is what it will result. But what I'm telling the court, our legal team are going to attend in 7 days time, right? I think their 7 days should be Friday or Thursday. This coming Thursday or Friday. Biafran should be calm. We have already know what will happen there. What will happen there is the decision that will take place there is decision of Meiti Allah. The judgment we are going to get in Supreme Court there is decision of Meiti Allah. And nobody must go against what they have already put in place in that Supreme Court, waiting for the IPOB legal team. But no problem. But what we are telling them is, if they think, like according to what our brother have said here, if they think that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is Abiola, or think Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is Sarewu or the rest of them, they should remember that this man is not a politician. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is an institution that lead over 75 million people, not only locally, internationally and locally, which is very dangerous to them. Which is very, very dangerous to them. Because one, no Fulani prominent men or women can go outside the world again and be free till eternity. And at the end of the day, if anything happened to our leader, the most important thing that Biafra shall be restored even more faster. Thank God our leader have prophesied that. He said it with his mouth, but people don't understand. He said if he died, Biafra will come even more faster than we think. So, and what we are praying is, Fulani should not play a game that they will lose forever and their generation will suffer its eternity. I am asking the Fulanis to apply their brain. Now I am speaking to Fulanis, I am not speaking to Biafra. I know they are here, they are listening to us. Fulanis should apply their brain. Why I said they should apply their brain is only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu can save the Fulani race. Only him, which is who they are holding there, is the Messiah that will save the Fulani race and make their life comfortable and better in future. How do that mean? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to give them oil for free to survive. But if they go this way, they are going now, thinking that they will use bullet and gun to subdue the Biafran of this generation. They should remember, this is not 1967 to 1970. We are in the 21st century. And we have learned one particular thing. This generation have learned one particular thing that make me rejoice always. Before, we say, leave it to God. God will fight our battle. A Christian will stand and he will be killed by Meiti Allah. We said, God have received his soul. No, God does not receive anybody's soul. We have led them to know now that if he kill one, we are going to kill 5. If he kill 5, we are going to kill 20. And that is where this Biafra of this generation stand for. So if they try any nonsense with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they should know that we are going to kill them in a massive number. And at the end of the day, Biafra will come and they are going to suffer, because even the pipe they have laid on ground to their place, we are going to remove everything. We are going to destroy everything. I will go to make life to be hell to them. So this is the message I'm passing to them. So they should apply their senses. I don't know who is advising them. Whoever that is advising them should continue to advise them. We don't care. What we know is that no single hair in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu hair should fall on the floor. That is all. Thank you, my brother, and thank you, Biafrans, for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you to all the listeners, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Mazi Lion Man. May Chukwu Okabiama bless you, and may he continue to give you more wisdom. I want to say something, please, because Mr. Dinas, can you hear me? I will put you now as a speaker, but before you say anything, I would like to say a word, because I need to put something straight just now. Mr. Dinas, can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. I added you now as a speaker. Listen, this is indigenous people of Biafra, Biafran tweet. We know that Ukraine is going through crisis, but our people have been in crisis before your crisis. You have a lot of people speaking for you. We have nobody speaking for us. The Western world are corroborating and dealing with us in the last days, enslaving and massacring our people anyhow. And this is why we gathered here to give our people voice. So, and we are disciplined people.
From my point.
Yeah, hold on, Mr. Dinas, you're going to speak. I'll give you a space to speak. You hold on. So what I'm trying to say is this. When you come into here and you want to talk, you have to give other people audience. No matter how long it takes, when you raise your hand, we are disciplined people and we are civilized. So now you can talk. You have 3 minutes. The mic is yours, Mr. Dinas.
I hope peace for all people of Nigeria, of Ukraine, of all over the world. But we should not misunderstand things and thinking that Islamic Khilafah is same like Taliban in Afghanistan. Because they are looking to bring peace and to support that kind of people that God created, and we now are talking from Macedonia, but you are not living in Nigeria. Most of you are not living in Nigeria and not understanding what is going there in the field, because I know from my perspective, I believe in Islamic Khilafah in all over the world, and for us, zulum, like terrorizing people is haram, only if they don't believe in same God like us or paying jizya, and after that, after not paying to our state, they must fight with us, If they fight with us, it's better to bring peace and not fighting each other. But we think that peace must be spread in all over the world, because it's a word of God. We believe in one God, same God, and we have enemies like bringing to our cultures like pedophilia, like LGBT, like transgenders, and we should, unite. You understand?
I understand what you're saying.
From my point, Okay, thank you. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Thanks very much, Dinas. So you listen, Dinas. We are indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. You can Google and you will find more about us. We don't have anything against Islam or Muslim. Our problem is the caliphate, the Fulani Janjaweed, those that are in the contraption called Zoo, Nigeria. In case you don't know,
I understand that case.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
yeah, wait,
just a second, please.
Wait, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Just listen to me. You need to check this geographic area of Nigeria. You need to do a little bit research to understand what we're talking about. My nation, Biafra, has been existing before Europe more than 5,000 years. We are the indigenous population of Biafra. We are the first people. This is the way we say it. Our language was found in Kemet, in the grave of kings in Egypt. The stones that were found in those graves, the language that was written there were in my language. So this is what even my people does not know. I'm telling you this as a secret. You can go with it anywhere and confirm it. So our people has been massacred before between 1967 and 70 through many different world powers. Nobody supported us apart from few countries those days that did a lot to make sure that people like me and some other people that are here today have the opportunity to spread more awareness to our people. Because right now, we are being massacred by the Fulani Janjaweed, and that is just the fact. Thank you very much, Mr. Dinas. I would like you to do more research because this is 1 hour program. You can join us next week, 7 o'clock. After you've done research, then you will have opportunity to talk again. But before then, I would like you to just hang on, put your mic on mute so that you will not disturb the next speaker, because many people have want to speak also. You've got your 3 minutes. So please, can you mute yourself or should I mute you? Oh, wait a minute. So, like as I was saying, all hail Biafra, my people. Sometimes we always we are civilized people and disciplined, like as our leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu taught us. So, and that's why we give people opportunity. We don't want to behave as if we are just a bunch of these dictators like this Janjaweed terrorists ruling that contraption called Zoo, Nigeria. So we've heard him and we've given him a chair so that he know where he belongs. So before I continue, I want to give Mazi Paul the opportunity. Mazi Paul, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Mazi Mejukwu Kabiama, bless you. The floor is yours. You can continue.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy the way the second to the last speaker speak, because he makes quite a lot of points concerning what is their plan and what what they are planning and what is their fear. But I will just add up one little bit. But before I go more, I have to thank our people for the one that are still remaining resolute and the one that know what they are what they are fighting for. The first judgment we get about Nnamdi Kanu have some most problem. The only problem now they are going to court is just to say Nnamdi Kanu should not be released. Not that they can try Nnamdi Kanu. Nobody can try Nnamdi Kanu again. Because from the judgment from appeal court, it can go and kidnap someone and want to try that person in court of justice. It never happened before. If you kidnap someone, automatically you're a kidnapper. A kidnapper don't go to court. There is other way. If you want to arrest someone, there is a way to go. So they are holding in Nnamdi Kanu now because of two reasons. They did it to Ojukwu. It's not the first time. We have been in this thing. It's just like a problem with us is that we don't follow history. When Ojukwu was in Ivory Coast, military was in power from 1966 to 1979, I think. So when MPN find it difficult to defeat Awolowo, that Awolowo is pulling, Awolowo will be president. And it's sent Awolowo, they have encounter before that they will hand him power. Now, when they know that Awolowo have chance of winning, they went and bring Ojukwu back. Because that is the only way they can defeat Awolowo. And being that what Awolowo did during Biafran War, the sentiment is still there. And when it comes to change again. So what am I trying to say in essence? Nnamdi Kanu is the bargaining chips for them. And I pray, and sometimes God work in them in a very marvelous way, because if PDP and PDP and APC are battling the election, no one would have even talked about Nnamdi Kanu again. Everybody is talking about Nnamdi Kanu now because the APC is a ruling party. If they believe, they feel threatened that P2B have chance of winning, they thought that when they bring in Nnamdi Kanu will come and start saying no election. then they will have chance. Because for them, they don't care if there's no vote in Southeast. They don't even they even want no vote there so that they will get vote everywhere. Even if it's 10 people that voted in Southeast, is okay for them. But what they will not like is a very massive turn up in Southeast, which will give Peter a chance. Because among all of them, I think don't have base. Tinubu don't have base. Only Tinubu's base is Southwest. Why Peter is pulling two area, which is Southeast and South. So their plan is that maybe when they give the first judgment, because I never believed that such a judgment will come, but thankfully we have got it and it will not go back again. The judgment is there. All these things they are doing is just to delay it, negotiating, thinking when is the right time to bring him out, or shouldn't we bring him out? Because even if Supreme Court say bring him out, they can find a law to say, well, no, we're not bringing him out. So our own is no matter of that. So what were we saying is that Fulani know that they can't touch Nnamdi Kanu. If they would have killed Nnamdi Kanu, they would have killed him in Kenya. They know. And secondly, people are promoting Fulani so much. The people that deliver Nnamdi Kanu is Britain. And the Britain warned that nothing should happen to him. That is why he's still alive. If Fulani themselves get Nnamdi Kanu wouldn't have survived. And they don't have even intelligence to get Nnamdi Kanu. Where did they have intelligence? So the people that are getting Nnamdi Kanu are the same people that are telling them nothing should happen to him. So Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention. I'm so happy for that judgment. The judgment is clear. There's nothing to argue. In court of law, you can't kidnap someone and try him. Anything you're talking about law, if you want to talk about law, you have to send Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya and then apply for a warrant of arrest, which might even take 5 years. When they give you that warrant of arrest, then you can arrest Nnamdi Kanu, sign all international protocols to bring him to Nigeria to come and try. So if you can't do that, why are you talking about court? So that one is some. So I'm happy the way things are going, but I'm saying if their game is to think that they will use Nnamdi Kanu to stop P2B or do their election, what they are doing, I don't care what they are doing. Nnamdi Kanu, after they do everything, Nnamdi Kanu is coming out. Whether they like it or not. I drop my mic. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks very much, Mazi Paul. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you for your wisdom. You see, with those of you that are students of this Biafran Twitter space, there were times we addressed this particular issue. We know exactly why, at the first place, they allowed P2B even to come out to start a kind of candidating to be we know why they brought P2B in play, because we know that the indigenous population in that contraption called Zoo, that our leader have woken all of them up. The awareness our leader brought was so shocking, not only to the Fulani and the elites in that contraption called Zoo, it was shocking to the international communities. British being so trickish and powerful, knowing fully well the danger of what our leader was doing. They tried through their propaganda machine to destroy IPOB. That was before our leader was kidnapped. They tried and they failed. And after they failed, they thought, what option do we have again? Because now they know their country is, they call themselves civilized country. The area they base is Western world. They are afraid of how other European countries that are not getting the cake they are getting. Because what many people in that contraption called Zoo does not know is that oil is cheap. Petrol prices are cheap all over the world because most of them are getting free oil from Biafra land. Those that want to sit on that power in Aso Rock are giving those oil free to most world powers to make sure that they are there calling the shots. And that is why you see after Britain with the Fulanis and the southeastern governors collaborated to kidnap our leader in Kenya, plus even the Kenyan government, maybe their president does not know, but those that knew, they've killed one of them, the ambassador, the Nigerian ambassador to Kenya. Those of them that participated, that corroborated, after they've kidnapped our leader and brought our leader extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, those that promised the caliphate, the Kabas, that once this man is kidnapped and dropped in DSS dungeon, now the field will be free. And they didn't, the fact, just like as our leader used to tell them, all their plan turned to ashes when IPOB spring up. They didn't know that IPOB will come because the blueprint these people have, Britain with the Fulani Caliphate, is a very old one. These are people that plan, they make this plan already for a long time. But the only thing they did not calculate is our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and IPOB. So, and when our leader told them that we have a structure, they never believed it. The biggest shock of their life was after the rendition our leader and the Directorate of State come out to call for sit at home. That Monday, that first Monday, the Directorate of State called for sit at home, and all Southeast State was completely locked down. They were all shocked. And that is when they brought out their infiltrators and start giving them money, telling them to commit this and that and this to see how to destroy our structure. But all their plans are dead on arrival because there is nothing that will destroy this structure. It's not a structure of one person. The doors are wise. I want wherever you are, type it and tweet it. The doors are wise. Because with their genuinity, with their master plan, with the wisdom, divine wisdom that they inherited from our leader, Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, these are men under oath. They were jumping the whole traps being set by the Fulani Janjaweed, being set by the world powers, the British government. They were jumping one trap after the other till date. And that is why at the end of the day, they will have no choice than to free our leader. And we will do our referendum and we shall go home. Fulani, if anything happened to our leader, oh, may Chukwu Kabiama have mercy. Our leader already told them he was brutally kidnapped and rendition, that if you fail to let Biafra go, not only Britain will be destroyed, the world will have problem. The world is having problem right now. Everyone knows it. When did this problem start? You should ask yourself, when did it start getting worse and worse? It's not long after our leader was brutally kidnapped and rendition. It didn't take long. That is when all these problems start exploding. Britain does not breathe. Look at the mess British government is in right now. We are all testimonies to it. So I'm using this opportunity to tell our people, those that are still sitting on the fence, to know that the clock is ticking. We are coming close to the final hours. Be guided and be prepared. And please, I want to say one more time before I hand over to the next speaker, don't forget, on the 31st of October, that our able DOS, Mazichina Sanworu, will be live 7:30 Biafran time at Radio Biafra. So make sure that you are part of that interactive section that will come up. I want to hand over the mic to Mazi Kajetan. After Mazi Kajetan, I think it will be Mazi Hirari. Then we go to Mazi Chi Biafra and we follow the line. Mazi Kajetan, can you hear me? Mazi Kajetan, are you there? Okay, Mazi Kajetan is not there. Mazi Hirari, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Hold on. Mazi Hirari, hold on. Mazi Kajetan, are you there now?
I'm there. I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay, Maz, I can hear you. The mic is yours. But please, for the new listeners, we always demand an introduction. You must not tell us your location if you're in the contraption called Zoo, Nigeria. But a short introduction is always welcome. The mic is yours.
Thank you very much. I greet you all, the children of land of the rising sun. I greet you and I'm happy to be part of this discussion. My name is Kajetan Nnamdi Agwike. I am a good, sincere follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And I believe that whatever he has been saying and whatever he's going through, it has become an injury to me in terms of my life and my activity, because he has a good, I would say, a good dream and vision for us. But because of where we came out from, because I believe that's a shithole, if I will use the word the former president of America used, that's the biggest shithole that I've seen, that zoo called Nigeria. Well, thank you for every opportunity. I greet every one of us that are in this platform. I thank you for also taking your time. And the host and all our brothers here, I greet you all. Well, I would say this is my second time or my first time, if I'm not wrong, on this platform. And I think sometimes I share my view with, with my brothers when it comes to the issue of Biafra and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. With the incident that is going on right now, I don't have much to say. But the only thing that I will say here is that I know for the reason and for the fact that in that zoo called Nigeria, a lot of people are suffering from identity politics. So that identity politics has kept that country and even our land, Biafra, the way it is. Sometimes everyone wants what they will eat and what they will get. But they've forgotten that there are seeds that are coming out from them. There are children that they will even give birth to. How will those children stand tall and look at other people from other country and speak to them and say they are from that zoo called Nigeria? Well, the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we know that it's just a tactics for them to use against the Igbos. They are trying to shuffle their card, but their card, I think the way they are shuffling it is not favoring them. You can't tell me that somebody that your court have freed and even discharged him and said to you people that you must let him go because there's no charges against him. You are holding a man, denying him his own human rights. If this is a country, how do other countries look at us and call that country that people call Nigeria a country where the judicial system is not even respected by the government? When they were talking the other time, I heard one of their representatives saying that he is a flight risk. I'm asking, in what way? Somebody that you rendition from Kenya, you smuggled someone into a country. And as a government, how do you tell even your citizens that you brought Nnamdi Kanu into the country? Did you explain to them if the court that is in your country is genuinely and free from nepotism and tribalism, they would have asked you, how did you get this man back into this country? The reason is there's no one asking that question because everyone in that country fears certain people and fear them because they are in power. Today, we are facing the same problem because of certain people. And these are the same people that are giving us problem that we are having all over the world. Our name has been dented because of them. Our system and our government, everything that we do as people has been dented all over the world. We don't have good reputation anymore. So for me, all I'm saying today is that we as the Igbos, we as the Biafrans, we need to find a way on how we need to address this issue so that even the government itself, we know that if this thing continues this way, not only the government will feel the brunt, every citizen in that country will feel the brunt. Because the person that they are owing, the person hasn't done anything wrong. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu hasn't done anything wrong to them. But today he has been kept in jail. For how long? For how long will they keep him? when Mike Ezekome was saying something, he said to them that when you release this man, this is the only channel for us to embrace peace in this country. But even all he said, they undermine him. They are trying to raise a three-man panel. A three-man panel justices, they call themselves, that will be also head by a Fulani Janjaweed. And at the same time, what do they think those people will come up with? Our right has been deprived. We have been denied a lot of things as Igbos. Most of the countries in this world, when you go there, we have intellectuals, we have those with good ideas that could have made our country become what it's supposed to be. We have been suffering and are being called names in different countries. But do you know the potentials that we have? We have great potentials. Leave Igbos alone and see what Igbos can do. Leave us in our own corners and see what we can create. Leave us, let us be independent and see how we will change even the neighboring country, the Yorubas and the Hausa. Their mindset will even change because they are close to us. Every one of them that is not in the country today, that is outside the country, that have even a little relationship with an Igbo, knows the changes we have brought to their life. But today, we are still the one people are depriving from taking the position that is due to us. How long will we continue this? Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has been detained for long. I'm looking even at our politicians. It makes me even, I feel so betrayed. Don't we have men anymore? Why are they so mum? Why are they not talking? Is that not their own brother? Can an Hausa man or a Fulani man or a Yoruba man be detained like that? It is time for us to find a way we need to deal with this issue, because the person they are holding, they don't know that his head, what a head of the whole Nigerians. So it's time that we must look in a way that we need to address this issue and address it in a robotic way. We need to address it in a robotic way so that the people that are holding Nnamdi Kanu, we know they are not holding an ordinary man. So all I'm saying today is that, my brothers, the only way that we need to do or deal with this issue is for us to know how we address the leaders, those that we call our leaders, that are staying in that federal capital territory where they think that people cannot even reach out. We know how to talk to them and dialogue with them. What is their own role? What role are they playing? The man in detention, the man that is being held, is he an Hausa man or a Yoruba man? Is he not an Igbo man? So we don't have right anymore because we want politics. Now we can't speak for ourselves. We can't speak for our fellow brother. So this is the right time for us to stand up. I know all their gimmicks that they played, yet we did not fall into their trap. So they don't know the way to deal with us. Nnamdi Kanu has not done anything. They have tried by killing the IPOB members. They have killed as many as they could. They have even harvested organs. Yet, we are still a law-abiding people because we know who we are. The Igbos, we don't like war. We don't like problem. We only want you to respect us and give us our space. We don't need anything from you. Give us our space. We will even provide for you. So I am saying this just to air my own concern, my own grief. It has been hurting me for years. The issue of Biafra and the way things are going in my country. It is very sad. When I mean my country, I mean Biafra. The way things are going there, how we are not united has made a lot of people taking us for granted. We are not united until we fix our own self also, so that when we speak with one voice. The man that is in that detention, he made it clear to us that he will never disappoint us. It is us that will disappoint him. And I can see the way we are divided, the way different people are coming up with different things, has shown that what he said is actually coming to pass. So this is the right time for us to sit down and ask ourselves, we need to dialogue. What is the way forward? I am putting this to everybody. We need to find a way and a means. Our brother will not be heard for this long. He is not like the previous caller said, the previous speaker said, he is not Abiola. They will not think that because Abiola was a slave to US, Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a slave to anybody. He's only responding to our only God, Elohim. He has nobody to bow to. He has nobody to submit to. That is why we see him as a liberator and a free-minded man that can take us to the promised land. I have said mine, and I pray that one day God will liberate us as Biafrans. May God bless us.
Thank you very much, Mazi, for your wonderful word. I say, may Chukwu Kabiama bless you, Mazi Kajetan, for sharing this wisdom with lovers of freedom all over the world. You see, your words was clear. Those that does not know who they are, I always tell our people, go and ask yourself, who are you? Because the day you know who you are, you will understand what is in you. Why I'm saying this particular thing, I used to tell every Africans that are living in my community, you are here where you are in Europe, because the light of Africa was taken from them. And since then, Africans were in darkness. Some of them will ask me, what is that light? I will tell them Biafra, and I will explain it to them, because this is the fact. If you're asking yourself, why are they calling you children of the light? They knows. They know far more better than you know yourself. And that is it. If I'm talking to a white man, since I noticed that if they ask me where I'm from and I say I'm a Biafran, those old generation of white people, Europeans, once I tell them I'm a Biafran, you will see them, they will balance well. Now,
Yes.
not the way they will not look down on me the way they look down on Africans, because now they know that they are talking to somebody who is very, very intelligent, who knows far more better than them, because they were told a Biafran person is not just a black person. A Biafran person is those Africans that are ready to sacrifice all. You cannot, there are some birds, you can't keep them in a cage.
Yes.
They knew that our forefathers, our ancestors, decided to drown themselves instead of being slave to them. These things is we that doesn't hit to history. White people, they knew very much. And that's why most of them, those that knows you, that you are a Biafran, once you start interacting with them, they will treat you not just like every other black person, they will treat you as a Biafran. And that is my advice to most of my comrades who are living in this Western world. Thank you very much one more time, Mazi Kajetan. Please, can you mute your mic? Let me hand over the mic to Mazi Hirari. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Mazi, the mic is yours, but please now I think I will start giving everybody not more than 3 minutes, because we've overused our time because of the host. We have a special promise that we always give the host in order to make the session very interesting and interactive. We've said it's 1 hour program, but still everybody that have permitted to speak today will still get his time to speak. So Mazi Hirari, I will appreciate it if you at least make it 3 minutes. Thanks very much. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you. The mic is yours.
Thank you. Thank you for accepting me. My name is Uzokwe Hilary Obia Jolo Nwadiaro. I hail from Uguta. Uguta is in Biafra land. You asked for introduction. That is why I am saying all this. I actually will be speaking for less than 3 minutes. I have been following and listening to Biafra tweet for a long time, but I've been listening only. Today, I was asked to ask for the mic because of the flaw of allowing an outsider, because I have a view, maybe you need to correct me, that this forum is for Biafrans, and especially today's forum sitting is for Biafrans. And for an intruder like the man, did you call him Dina or Dino or something, who spoke from, I think he spoke from Ukraine. He is
from
Muslim.
Macedonia, Dina.
Okay, Macedonia, Dina, yeah, Macedonia. and was trying to preach Islam to us here, I think it was not a welcome interference. One, he interfered when one of our earlier speakers was speaking, and then he came in. In fact, I think that he's coming into this forum in the first place is a mistake. Please, when you have this forum for Biafrans, allow it to be for Biafrans, because here our meeting, you don't just allow anybody, whatever his inclination, to come into it. So
excuse me, Mazi, I just want to correct something shortly before you continue. This forum is called Biafran Twitter. But this space we are hosting is not Omona meeting. It's not kindred gathering. Here we strategize and execute. While we
and that is for Biafrans. Sorry.
No, wait.
That is for Biafrans.
Yes, I know. Why we give foreigners even audience is nobody knows it all. So first of all, we try to see who that person is, what his need is. You saw how we discharged the young man at the end of the day. So we don't just block somebody out, as if when we do such meeting, we're going to be doing such meeting very soon. And that's why today you can hear how we were warning the Fulani Janjaweed. When such time comes, it's going to be a closed space. It will we only invite some few people, those that we know that are really hardcore to this thing. And then we will have a closed section where we will do a kind of kindred meeting, because that's not where people so you can continue. I just wanted to put that correction.
Yeah.
Now you can continue,
right.
please.
Okay, thank you very much. Because Endola is now ezuko kaha atotu ngega. That is the way my people say it. So that was in the first place why I asked for the mic. Otherwise, I would have been listening. But while listening, Mr. Kajeta rose a number of interesting issues. I am not going to take all of them because I am still looking at my time. But he was bewildered. He was wondering whether we have leaders and so on, why they are not intervening in the issue of Nandi. But we know that we all the while have had no leaders. Our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Okuchukwu Kanu. We don't have any other leader because there is none other we can trust. So I think we do not have to go about looking for leaders here and there. Why are they not saying something? Why are they? Those who decide to say something, they are probably strategizing to get off certain hook they put themselves into, or they are calculating to see what benefits they might get. Like Soludo, in one of his old lectures, talked about these people, these boys, he referred to us, these boys who are doing IPOB. Do you think they will be foolish if you allow them to do this fight and then when they get Biafra, you come in and do that? That it has to be a discourse. But we have seen the way he is going. I do not know whether I think he was speaking honestly or he was one of those hypocrites. But I will leave time to judge that. So what I'm trying to say here is that we do not pretend to have any leaders. Gidi Kaijaga and Gidi Kaijemi. We will have to muster our strength and we'll have to do it under the guidance of the DOS. That is just my contribution. Thank you very much. I want us to go on contributing our ideas and see what we can do about how to counter the threat that is facing the vicinity of where Onyendu is held. Let us send, if it is possible, a message to the DOS to send out a communique warning the zoo leaders to be careful about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where he is held. If they do not have any security, all they have, they should muster it around there. Whatever happens to Nnamdi Kanu will determine the fate of not just Nigeria, the Fulani, where they will find themselves. I have not forgotten one of the lectures. Mazi also said that they might, as they behave, be chased out of Nigeria. The Hausa people are waking up. Nobody can say that they will not take the charge, the lead of sacking the Fulani from Nigeria. But if they behave themselves, as somebody said, well, they can cohabit if the Hausa people allow them, cohabit with them, and we'll have no problems with that. But if they hurt Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they will not have any foothold in Nigeria anymore. That's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mazi Uzokwe. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you for your wisdom. You see, we keep saying this time and again. Most of us does not know. There's a music we always sing each time we gather to spread awareness here in the Western world. We keep singing. Ihe anyị na-eme bụ ihe mmụọ. Onye anyị na-achụrụ aja bụ oke mmụọ. And ọ ya emekwa ha gbam n'anya, ọ ya eme ha gbam n'anya. Mgbe Biafra ya enwere onwe ha, ọ ya eme ha gbam n'anya. One thing I always said, I want to start with Mazi Hirari.
Yes.
2 days ago, two days ago, precisely, I think, the HOD and the DOS, they released a communique.
Yes, I saw it.
To the British government and to the Fulani Janjaweed, stating very clean and clear that they will have a generation fight with Biafrans if anything happened to our leader. Nobody can guarantee how an ordinary Biafran will react. This is just a fact. So if they don't know, this thing that they will hear IPOB are fanatic about it, it's not fanatic of being a Liverpool or Chelsea fan. No. For those of you that does not know, our fanatic is not the type of being Liverpool, Manchester, or Chelsea fan. We are more fanatic and more ideologic than those people you are afraid of. The only thing is that we are keeping it cool because we have a leader that made us understand you don't need to bring out anything until when the time is called on. So we are working according to the blueprint laid down for us because we have a mandate to restore the kingdom of God on this earth, which is called Biafra. And Elohim promised us that through our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom all his prophecies till date have come to pass, and the only thing remaining is the restoration of Biafra, of which we know shall come to pass. So, and we are holding on to it. We have passed a message to the political elite in the southeastern states of that contraption called Zoo, Nigeria, that we know that they are gathering in Enugu today. That is a fact. So those of them that are here with guided profile and so, they should be aware. And I hope this message get to them. They are sitting on a time bomb. If you think that your governor office or this thing is safe, my brother, you are dreaming. You are dreaming. Because that means you don't know how formidable an ordinary Biafran is. We are not talking of even this thing, hardcore IPOB members. An ordinary Biafran. So this is just a point. So I will advise each and every one of you to stay steadfast and completely listen to the broadcast from our DOS tomorrow on 7:30 p.m. Biafran time. Mazi China Sanworu shall be live with some life-saving information He shall be giving us guidance on what next to come, on what step to take, on what next to do. So I beg each and every one of you, those that took out the time to be here, to remember it is more important to listen to the brokers tomorrow, because there many things shall be revealed. Because we saw today that the Fulani terrorists were a kind of captured or apprehended exactly at the Aye Bridge in Abuja near DSS office. And we know what they're planning. We are always 1 step, 10 steps ahead of them. Like as our leader will say, they are still learning, they are apprentices. We are 10 steps ahead of them. And we know before they even go left, we've been there, done there, and we know what the outcome will be. So even the court we are going to go with them, we've already heard the judgment we want to hear. We know what sign we are waiting for. So they should not take our silence for cowardness. They should not take our silence and think that we are stupid. They should not take our silence for calmness. This is my message to them. Before I continue, I want to call on Mazi Chi Biafra. Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi, can you hear me? Mazi Chi Biafra, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, Mazi, I know you are not a new listener. You are not joining us for the first time today. Before I give you the mic, I want to remind Mazi as the Faraday to have patience, because after you is going to be Mazi Kemba, then Mazi Faraday on Mazi Patriot. Mazi Biafran Patriot will be our last speaker today. So Mazi, the mic is yours, please. And I think where you are, this thing machine is having a kind of noise. Maybe you should try and adjust it. The mic is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I greet you all. Good evening, everybody, for where I am. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak today. And also want to use this opportunity to thank and appreciate our gallant men, ESN. Those people, I don't know, like they need all the support from each of us here. They are doing a great work, and I really thank them. Before I continue, I want to remind everybody, those who think that all these people living in Zulu, Nigeria, shouting 2023 election, that they will later come back and start agitating for freedom. You are deceiving yourself if you think so. A happy slave is very difficult to wake and convince and let him or her to know that he's a slave. Why am I saying this? There are people that think that those supporting the P2B shouting 2023 election, that maybe after he failed to win, maybe they will react and start. You are not getting it right if you think so, because those people, they are just happy slaves and they don't know what they want. They are all confused. I'm saying this because somebody mentioned it here, and I want to remind anybody who know anybody that think such thing will happen. You are deceiving yourself. So for our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I know that Fulani is holding him, know what we are capable of doing. And I believe they cannot do anything to him. They can never. So they are just holding him to put everything calm. They know what they are doing. Even the judgments they gave last time was to just test the mic to know how people will react if he is released. So they know, and they don't believe in law, because they believe in suppressing and oppressing people. So they don't believe in law. That is why if a court give judgment, then they will come back and they do some wuru-wuru them devices to continue their court and judgment the way they always do. So, but I know that whatever they do or anything they do, they can never and will never do anything to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't have that the ability, they don't have the power. Because they know we are not going to take it easy with them. So for all of us here, I want to remind everybody that you see Biafra freedom, nobody is going to give it to us. We are going to take it by ourselves. If you think anybody would say, oh, carry your freedom and go, or oh, let's conduct the freedom, it's not going to come that way unless you have not living in Nigeria or you don't know how things are going in Nigeria or you don't know the kind of politicians you are dealing with. Those people, they have seen Nigeria as their shop. Trying to take it from them is something that is not going to be easy unless you take it by force. They are all criminals. And they know that once Nigeria is divided, their shop will close. Nigeria is their shop where they loot and do whatever they want, they like. And for politicians in Southeast, if you think that one day they will come back and speak in your voice to say, oh, let's hear our people and support what they are acting for, you are deceiving yourself. They are just like Fulanis. They are too lazy. Most of them, they are in that position they are today through thuggery. Most of them they are thugs. The one leading Enugu State today, I know him very well. He was a thug before he became a governor. So such people, you don't expect anything too much from them because the opportunity they have today is that Nigeria. If you take that Nigeria from them, they are nobody. They can't do business. They can't do anything. They are too lazy. So if you think that they will leave that place for you, you are deceiving yourself. And they are not going to wake up any day, anytime to support what you are doing. So if anything we want to do, do not ever wait for anybody because we are on our own. Right now, the people you see now supporting Biafra are the people who are going to give us Biafra. Not those people you think they are, today they will say Biafra, tomorrow they will say 2020 election. Those people, they are just killing your time. And the Southeast politicians, they are all the same. They are not going to support you too. Even P2B you are seeing today. So let's just have it in mind that our freedom is in our hand, and nobody's going to give it to us. We are going to take it anytime we are ready. So thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Mazi Chief Biafra. Thanks very much for your wisdom. I say, may Chukwu Kabiama bless you for sharing this wonderful word with us. Freedom is taking and not giving. And that's why we are gathering here. And that's why IPOB remain formidable, and we shall continue fighting. We shall continue spreading this awareness. We shall never, never retreat. We shall never surrender our ancestral heritage to these marauding Fulani invaders. We shall continue to spread the awareness and to make sure that our generations to come will live in the kingdom of God on this Mother Earth. I will give the mic to Mazi Kemba. Mazi Kemba, can you hear me? Mazi Kemba, if you are not there, then let me give the mic to Mazi Faradeze. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mazi.
Okay, Mazi Kemba. Mazi Kemba, please make sure you don't overstay 3 minutes, please, because we've overrun our time very much. Please,
yeah, everybody have already said what I wanted to. I just want to chip in one or two things here.
Okay,
giving to everyone here, giving to the host and to the host also, giving to all of us of freedom. I just want to say a few things. I want to just touch a little bit from what will begin, from what will happen from next month. And I want us to prepare our minds and to prepare our minds and be assured that that our victory is near. our victory because a lot of I would say that a lot of things are going to happen from next month, most especially in Europe because the Westerners, this Biafra restoration is not just about Fulani. No, assuming it's about Fulani, we have gotten it since, but this Biafra restoration, the world powers are fighting against this, the zoo government is fighting against this, almost everybody is fighting against this. So we getting it. It's like once there is trouble, when there is trouble in the kingdom, then there it goes. So I want us, to everyone. I want to just say, let everybody, sit his or her to the ball very soon. Very soon, our victory will be near. Just let's keep it. Just keep on, the updated international politics, whatever international news or issues that is going on in Europe and also Nigeria, especially. It will hit these both Europe and Nigeria. It will hit the capital of Nigeria and Europe also. Please never be discouraged. Let us, never be discouraged. Resilience. Let us keep doing what you have been doing. At last, Jaffa at last. That's what I say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Kemba, my comrade. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you and may he give you more wisdom and keep you alive to join us next week, Sunday, exactly the same time. For those of you joining us new, you are all welcome to Biafran Twitter space and you are all welcome to join us next week. For those that I cannot permit to speak today, I will still hand over the mic to Mr. Faraday very soon, but Mr. Faraday, Mazi Faraday, can you just hold on a bit? Because there is one thing very important I want all of us not to forget, because I don't know how long our people want to be inside river and soap will still be entering their eyes. 2 years ago, 2 years and some months ago, exactly August 2020, most of you have forgotten Obadia Mailafia, the man from Middlebelt that came out and said something about the plan of the Janjaweed. So if you don't mind, I would like us just to listen to this young man one more time. It's just 1 minute a clip of it. We listen to it one more time to refresh our conscience. Because what is happening now, some people think when we are talking that we are just trying to kind of create tensions or things like this. At the generation, some Yoruba people will say the Gen's generation. The generation we have now growing up, I don't know what is in their brain. I don't know why they are not even thinking, or why they are not worried, or why they are not angry, or why they cannot learn from the events that have been happening. So please, let's take a minute and listen to this man, please. Just a minute.
Some of us also have our own intelligence networks. Okay. Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. 1 or 2 who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of BokoHaram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Badaya?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them. And they are not looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from...
Okay. You are welcome to Biafran Twitter space. And I want to remind you all, we are the end time, because listening to what this man said, most of you, it fell into the deaf ear. None of you took him serious 2 years ago. But what he was saying, what he said those days, is just like the word of our leader, 2014. Now, we are now facing the reality. This is 2022. And if you can read meaning from his word, you will know the condition of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. So we are at the brink of war. The American diplomats have packed their bags and they run away. The British diplomats, they've all packed their bags and run away. Today, the Taiwan and the South African diplomats, they've told them to start packing, and many other European Western world diplomats, they are all packing. And we saw this video circulating from the terrorists around Aye Bridge in Abuja near the DSS office. And we are still warning those caliphates, those that think that they are sitting on iron gates. When the time comes, they will see that those iron gates could melt if anything happened to our leader. This is not a threat, but is a promise. This is just one thing we want them to get clean and clear. Who remember Theophilus Danjuma, who was a general, those that killed Agui Ronsi, those that were among people that fought against the restoration of Biafra from our eternal leader, Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu. Theophilus Danjuma is now singing, screaming, and crying. The same thing Obadiah Malafia said. He's now telling his people to pick up weapons and defend themselves, that the zombie soldiers of the contraption called Zoo Nigeria are compromised, and that they are working with the terrorists together. And still, our people does not understand what time we are in. We are the only ones sleeping, thinking money, thinking this. Let me make more money here, more money there. All those things are peppers, because until a black man, until we understand that we are sitting on money, that this paper money that Western world introduced to make us feel stupid is not the real game, that the real money is that thing, those natural resources we have back home. That all we need to do is, just like as our gallant men are protecting our ancestral heritage so that our people can farm, that we make sure we support them so that they will protect it well, so that we can farm and our people can eat. And when they eat, they will be alive to protect our heritage. Those resources we have back home, now we can with equal rights, sell it with those real partners that want to use those resources and get whatever we want, because Biafra land is Aleze, is the kingdom of God on earth. And Biafrans should know this and keep their head up. I want to submit the mic to Mazi Faraday. Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you, Mazi. Please, you have 3 minutes because we've overrun our time. The mic is yours. And please give us short introduction, because you are a new listener and a new speaker in our space today. Continue.
Thank you, sir, for the time and space to talk. My name is Faraday. Currently, I'm in Zoo, so I think I will stop at that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thanks a lot. So I have 2 things to chip in. One is that the man from Macedonia, I wish I could educate him more about Biafra, but unfortunately he left. That's all. I told him that Biafra have been in existence before the coming of white men down here in Nigeria. In fact, before the discovery of Niger, Biafra have been trading with the Egyptians. I read my history very well. During my history classes, I knew that Biafrans have been trading with Catalonians. As far as Catalonians, the Catalonians gifted the king in Gabon some gifts when he came to trade here in Biafra, and he called it bright of Biafra because it is part of what the rising sun. But that's forgone. Now coming to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. One thing I have to tell everybody is that our leader is too big to be killed by Nigeria. In fact, I listened to him on the last court judgment. He told the council to federal government that, look, you cannot jail me, and go and tell Buhari that he cannot jail me. Looking at the man, I think that he's a kind of man that is beyond death. Like when I say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is beyond death, and I have never doubted him for once or ever think of being killed or anything happening to him. You understand? Then coming again, somebody talk about our people in Abuja or senators. My brother, those guys are not our people. They are just installed there like the way the British did during indirect rule. During the days of indirect rule, the British come in with this idea of what's it called again? One kind of chief, where they take in a corrupt person and make him chief so that he will exploit his own people. Those guys in Abuja, they are there to exploit us. They have nothing. They don't even know how the country is being run. As for P2B and his supporters, I knew that come next year he's going to fail. And as a true son of the soil, I think that nobody should listen to him because I see that the British bring him to distract us. Just as they did it during Shagari days, where they bring in Nnamdi Azikiwe to distract us from the real thing. And the real thing is what? Biafra, because I knew that according to Chinua Achebe, he said that in Biafra, Africans die. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Maz. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you and give you more wisdom. You see, those of you that have been part of this, our space for a long time, remember, we've analyzed the coming of P2B, and we knew, those of us, they said, a real man does not allow a stick to shook him in one place, in one space, in one corner, 2 times. Because if it happened, that means you are very, very stupid. After Mazi Nnamdi Azikiwe traded the future of Biafrans for Nigerian president, and we are still suffering from the casualty of that his move. Even though Obafemi Awolowo was warning him, Mbono Ojike was telling him, hey, Maz, this place you're going, there's no road. He was just thinking of his own self without considering the consequence of he just wanted to be the president of biggest country in Africa without considering the consequence of that move. And the result is the suffer that the Biafrans, not only the Biafran, all the indigenous population of that country are going through as the result of it. And as P2B came in, that's why IPOB just said, we don't have anything to do with your charity. We don't want to have anything to do with your selection. We know where we stand, and where we stand is referendum for all the indigenous population to decide if they still want to be part of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. And their biggest setback is that we have nationalists springing out of that contraption called Zoo. Not only the Biafrans, you have people from Oduduwa nations. You have middle belts, somebody like Governor Orton and his people. There are even the Hausa Nubi. I'm following some of them. Some Hausa Nubi now understood what happened to their ancestors. And some of them are really fighting back. That is not coming to the media because they don't have that possibility like us to bring more awareness. But they are fighting back wherever they are because they understood the danger they are. So the gospel of our leader, Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, touched many corners in that contraption called Zoo, waked many souls, brought many awareness. That is why somebody like a man like Mazi Sunday Igboho could come out and lead his people against all odds. You see, when people understand that what you're saying is the truth, you don't need to give them money to follow you. And that is what many people saw in somebody like our leader, Onyedu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in somebody like the leader of the Oduduwa Nation, Sunday Igboho, even Orton, Governor Orton. Most of his people are now following him, not just like a politician, but as a leader. So these are what we are looking for. We know that that contraption must fall against all odds. They can never save it. it is too late for them. No matter what they do, we have created an awareness that there's no how they can break it. Before we continue, I want to give our last speaker for today, Mazi Patriot. Mazi Biafran Patriot, can you hear me?
Good evening, Mazi.
Mazi, good evening. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you. The mic is yours, Mazi.
Dalo Mazi. Good evening, comrades. As you all know, I am Mazi Crusader. I'm based in Germany. Mazi, you see, whatever is happening in that zoo, it's a well-orchestrated plan. You know, the powers that be that are supporting the Fulanis, they just want to clear the coast for them to do whatever they want to do, to kill as many as they want to kill, before they will now say, okay, all of you should come to the round table. And we should not also forget that the biggest game that they want to take out is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but it's going to be a bone on all of them. It's going to be a bone in their necks, in their throats, if they touch him. The British, they know what it will cost them. They all know. Going forward, my brother that spoke about the history of Biafra is not far from the truth. The land of Biafra, the people of Biafra, we have been existing for millions of years before there was anything like civilization in Europe. If you trace the history of Europe, when you read about their history, you will feel ashamed for humanity. Every negativity that human beings are practicing now came from Europe. Nonetheless, Biafra is our destination. Nonetheless, we have ESN. Nonetheless, we have IPOB. Nonetheless, all of us are going to see Biafra. For all those our youths that are still going to parties, some are busy doing all sorts of videos on TikTok, on all social platforms. I weep for most of them because they don't understand what freedom is. They don't know the beauty of freedom. For some of us that are in Europe here, we know what we are enjoying. We also want them to enjoy that thing at home. But the problem is that whenever we are telling them the truth about what they are passing through, they will say, I beg, leave us. We go the manager like that. If you know, say you won't lead us, I beg, come home, come Nigeria, come do the fighting for us. I will tell them, Chukwu Okike has placed everybody in everywhere, all over the world, to make his or her contribution to the actualization of Biafra. Some people have been chosen to become members of ESN. Some people have been chosen to become members of the DOS. Some people have been chosen to become the warriors on Twitter. We know ourselves. What are the British afraid of? They are afraid of that deity that gave Ekumeku warriors that power, that wisdom, that understanding and knowledge to fight them for 31 years. Nobody has ever held them down like that. They don't want to face that. They don't want to face that deity again. But we that have been walking up by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we have been calling on that deity. That deity will suppress them. That deity will make them to fight themselves in Europe to know that yes, they are holding innocent people down. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you so much.
Mazi, thanks very much. And may Chukwu Kabiama bless you for all your wisdom. Hopefully you are here next week, Sunday, 7 p.m. I want to remind all our listeners as we are coming close to the end of today's program, we are our ancestors. And one thing is clear. My biggest pain and agony is the mind and conscience of average African, average Black person. I ask myself, we are fighting to liberate ourselves. We are fighting to liberate the indigenous population trapped in that contraption called zoo. And it looked like as if it's something difficult. But my question to the youth, those that are asking us, most of us are in diasporas, if you want to talk of freedom, of Biafra, you should come to that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. If you want to talk of Oduduwa Nation, you should come to that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. Our leaders are there in that contraption. And he said when this thing starts, he will lead from front. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is there. What does it take you as a youth to organize yourself? What do you think that those holding us down will do? When they see that against all odds, that all of you are identifying yourself, showing who you are on the social networking and all these places, that you are all coming out, speaking your mind, coming out strong, showing who you are, instead of dancing up and down, shouting obituary this, obituary that. Continue like that until you have the dagger of the Janjaweed slitting your throat. Then you will understand the state of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. This is what I'm going to tell most of you that are still thinking that you can save that contraption. You are playing with fire. Because those that were thinking like that, some of them are no more here to tell the story of what happened to them. Those that died in the church in Ondo State, those that were massacred in Ihiala, those that were massacred in Ebonyi, those that were massacred in Anambra, those that were massacred in Obaru, those that were massacred in Benue, those that were massacred in Southern Kaduna, those that were massacred in every corners of that contraption called Zoo Nigeria. When the daggers was on their throats, they didn't have the chance to say, oh, had I known. You have now the chance, do something with it. Stop being ignorant. Stop being gullible. Stand up for your right. Be a proud Biafran. Be a proud Oduduwa Nation supporters. Be a proud of whatever you are. And make sure that your voice is heard. Before we leave, we are class of 1967. We must heed to the call and the cry of the men that fought with bare hands and deceived the world powers. We shall pay them their respect and continue to do so, because their redeem is what is carrying us, and we shall never give up. Land of the rising sun we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our life or we shall perish. We shall protect our heart from all our foes. But if the price is death for all we hold dear, Chukwuka Biama, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. O fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be a dedication. Spilling our blood we shall count a privilege. The waving standard which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty. These are the words. Each time I read it, I get cold pimples. I imagine my ancestors, what they went through, how they fight hard, how they were dying smiling, believing in what they know that is best. The 3 years they spent living as free people. Those that were snatching guns with bare hands. Those that we always be proud of. Those that I'm praising. Those that I hold dear. That I thank the air that I'm breathing today. I thank them and I say, may Chukwuka Biama continue to grant them eternal rest as we are springing up from their ashes. May Chukwuka Biama continue to bless them. May Chukwuka Biama bless our leader, Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, wherever he is. Elohim shall be his strength and his protector. We know that nothing shall happen to him because he is with a divine mandate. It is Elohim that sent him, and he shall continue to guide him, and nothing shall happen to him. I want to thank all our listeners today. I'm not going to be the one giving the last word. I will still give the last word to Mazi Evans, because the young man, the comrade of mine, have something important to say. But before I give him the mic, I want to remind you all that tomorrow, 7:30 p.m., our able DOS Mazi China Sanworu shall be going live. Don't fail to be part of this interactive section coming on tomorrow, 31st of October, 7:30 p.m. Biafran time. Make sure you are part of it, because There will be life-saving information. The next step in this struggle, what we shall do, how to guide yourself, how to behave yourself, what to expect in the coming days. Make sure you are there tomorrow because it's very, very important. I want to thank the host for giving us this opportunity because after the word of Mas Ivan, I shall leave the floor with a music. Mas Ivan, the mic is yours.
Yeah, Mazi, thank you once again. What shall I say? What shall we say? Chukwu Kabiama has given everybody his own duties here. We are not ESM members. We are not DOS members. We are not among the media warriors, but we are supporters. Supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are the ground supporters of DOS. We are following and monitoring the enemies, guiding them, guiding our structure against the enemies, the infiltrators. And I urge each and every one of us to do the same. Most of us are gullible. There's no two ways about it. That is the truth. There's no other way I will say it. There is no two ways you will tell somebody he or she is stupid than telling him in his face that he or she is stupid when he's acting as one. There are some people that are not IPOBians. They are not Biafrans. They are not part of the struggle. They are against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are haters of the struggle. They are not part of what we are doing, but they have the names in which they registered fake accounts with our own indigenous names attacking us. I want to tell us one thing here. They will all fizzle away. What is not original always scatter quick. They will always fizzle away. They must try, but at the end, IPOB will win. Let us continue doing whatever we are doing, dedication in whatever we are doing. This is the only support Nnamdi Kanu required from us. As he is there, trying to not disappoint us, and we have to be here as we are free, because it's not free. We are the free space, should be doing something that whenever he hears it, he will say, yes, my people are out there doing their own, and I'll be here also keeping to my promise. For Elohim shall be with us throughout this situation, and we shall come out victorious, because the slogan of IPOB is, no matter whatever the enemies, whatever the Supreme Court, whatever Malami, whatever the Yusuf or Ibrahim, all of them, whatever they do, at the end, IPOB wins. I urge each and every one of us here to remain steadfast, resolute, and continue your support to Eastern Security Network. You see what happened in Enugu. They have a very huge harvest, and they are thanking the Eastern Security Network for making it possible for them to visit their farms at the bushes this year and made a very huge harvest. It's all over there at the Twitter, tweeted by Masina Sanworu. I thank each and every one of us as we support the struggle in any way we can. Thank you very much, Maz.
Thank you very much, Mazi Evans. May Chukwu Kabiama bless you. I will live with this word. Ijenu. Ndị na-akwa na-akwa, ndị na-aṅụrị na-aṅụrị. But don't forget that those that are dying are our brethren. No matter where they are, if they're in Ebonyi, if they're in Enugu, if they're in Anambra, if they're in Abia, if they're in Imo, if they're in Iguacha, all of us are children of Omambara, Umunri. That is what we are. They cannot divide us, because at the end of the day, we shall live as free people. And I want you all to know that when somebody is crying in Ogbaru, it is your brother. When somebody is crying in Abo, it is your brother. When somebody is crying in Iguacha, it is your brother. When somebody is crying in Ogoja, in Uyo, in Calabar, in Ebonyi, all these places, it is your brother. The time has passed when they were dividing us with our dialect. We are all what we are. We are Biafrans, and we shall never retreat nor surrender our ancestral heritage. I thank the Eastern Security Network. I thank the HOD, Mazi Chike Doziem, The doors are wise. Tweet it tonight, all of you, and make sure that everybody read it. I thank the host for giving us this opportunity. I thank our leader who make it possible for us to wear this flag, who make it possible for us to be able to shout all hail Biafra, who make it possible for us to go back and read the history that we didn't have the opportunity to read in school. May Chukwu Okabiama bless you all. And remember, Radio Biafra is where we worship. Biafra is our religion, and we shall never retreat or surrender. I will live with this voice. From me, from here, I remain your humble Mazi Chukwuemeka Anyoro Kafo. I will say from me, from here, from Germany, is good evening with this music. So please.